The mess that is the Tory leadership contest, so many candidates, they will have to be whittled down to 2 by a week on Thursday. So it's going to be a brutal process. After the first vote, I think, will be on Wednesday or Thursday. If they haven't got 36 supporters, they're out.
Doesn't it amaze you that some of them think they've even got a chance?
Grant Shapps, the Transport Secretary, has no chance of becoming the next Tory leader.
Yeah, so why put himself out forward?
Why they do it, it's because if they get a few more votes perhaps than people think, that may ensure they keep a cabinet job.
Well, yeah, they're thinking about what their job will be. If it's not Prime Minister, they still want a top job.
They do.
OK, this morning, the Daily Telegraph, Truss vows, I would cut taxes from day one, a big piece of editorial there. She's putting forward her hat into the ring. She may do well.
I think she will. And to be fair to her too, when the Chancellor announced that he was going into the Cabinet, he was going to raise national insurance, she was the loudest voice objecting to it. She said, don't raise taxes, because that's what it is, it's a tax increase. She said, find other ways to do it. Cut public spending, borrow more. The Chancellor bit back very hard. The Chancellor was then Sunak. She's got a very strong chance. She models herself on Mrs Thatcher. We've even had photographs of her aloft the tank with the Cossack hat. But she isn't Mrs Thatcher, let me tell you.
Yeah, there's that, I forget who came out with that fantastic quote, "Sir, I knew John Kennedy and you know John Kennedy."
That's right, that's right. That was in one of the presidential elections in America. But soon you can't write off Rishi Sunak. Now, my paper today is pointing out there's a lot of people think he's been working closely with Dominic Cummings. Remember him? Boris Johnson's main advisor, the man who drove all the way up to Barnard Castle, the beauty spot. Then he drove his family to Durham. Then he drove to Barnard Castle beauty spot to test his eyesight, see if he was capable of driving back to London. You and I would have gone to Specsavers. He drove his car to a beauty spot. He gave that long, dragged-out press conference in the Rose Garden at Downers.
But if it is true, somebody was working with Cummings, and it wouldn't necessarily surprise any of us with this, it just shows that Cummings eventually had his revenge.
He's got his revenge because Boris is out. And that's what he wanted, and he was working from the day he left that front door back Downing Street with that box of tricks. I pointed out in the Mail the next day, there will be a dozen smoking guns in that box because he kept hitting Boris, didn't he, again and again, and he's attacked just about every Tory leadership contender, bar one. Sunak.
We have to say that Sunak's supporters, Robert Jenrick, came on the programme earlier and denied the claims. But
he denies that the former Chancellor has spoken to Dominic Cummings. What about the former Chancellor's campaign team?